Greetings, you entities who possess complex thoughts and emotions, members of this society. Today's topic is going to be one of those things that I just have to absolutely question the hell out of because otherwise I just cannot experience, I guess, life to the fullest unless I have it clear. And that is there ever a time when something is truly inappropriate to discuss? And to clarify what I mean, you ever been on social media and there's something that's trending, you click on it, and say that you are an individual who does not correspond to that community where the issue is taking place? Let's say that, I don't know, pick a white person and they are discussing matters of a black person. And then suddenly, the white person may just have an opinion, but they get shot at for being white, having an opinion on black matters. I mean, what gets me about that is that it's all right to not be able to relate to what the other member of the other community is going through. But as a living, breathing, thinking being, I think everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if you are not right. Like, just because, like, take me for example, I'm a mixed person. Does that mean that I get a free pass on white and black issues? Why not? I mean, just because I personally have, I guess, a group that I should belong to as a mixed person, that doesn't mean that I cannot participate in activities of another group. See what I mean? I always thought it was insane that some people who have great opinions, just because of something as stupid as the color of their skin, makes them be perceived as less reliable, less believable. And they're even encouraged to not even be involved in those matters. Why? Why can we not have an opinion of our own? Why do we look at a person and try to just judge them before even knowing them? I just don't get that. So, and not only is that present in race, that's in any topic really. Like, let's say feminist issues. It's like okay, for some reason, anytime the topic of, I don't know, attraction, love, behavior is brought up, it's usually a woman who is narrating it. And I guess I should have looked into, I don't know, statistics of how often do guys go after degrees like that, like say social whatever you call it in modern days, which is pretty much when, let's take a mass murderer. There's always this lady that's going like, this guy was brought up in a broken family, he was lonely, a lone wolf, and etc etc. And I'm like, why are you explaining to me the behavior of a man when you're not a man and you cannot relate? Like, it is scientifically proven that guys are supposed to be naturally more aggressive, right? But you're trying to say that toxic masculinity is to blame. What makes you say that? How do you know that? So that is what I'm getting at. Should I completely shoot down this woman for explaining to me what the issue is with these guys who commit these crimes? Is she like less credible? Or is she entitled to her opinion for being the professor of I don't know what? And therefore, that title just gives her the pass, And then we have the issue of mansplaining. Why is it okay to shoot down a guy who has opinions about women and women's issues? It's like women can get their noses involved in all kinds of matters, but if a guy does it, there is a problem. See what I mean? So, are topics really ever off limits for anyone or anybody. Like I understand that some topics should not be discussed around children. Like I get it. Everything should be done when it's due, the proper time. But when you're a grown ass person and you have something to say, I think you should be allowed to just say it. Because in my personal experience, and I don't have a lot of experience at anything really, like I've only been at my job for, it's about to be 5 years now, but it's the only job I've had. I never really had a big circle of friends. So I really cannot say that I speak from experience, but what I have experienced is that communication is so poor amongst all of us. My personal life, in my relationships, communication has always been an issue. It has broken or made some of us. Like in my case, it's broken some and it's really made some and really fortified some. So, because I have experienced that and because I know that and value that so much, that's why I say, when can I determine, if ever, that something is off limits? Like, what am I allowed to say? What am I allowed to have an opinion on? And if I'm barred from something, how do I make myself eligible to be able to discuss something? See what I mean? I feel so, if I'm stumbling upon weird words or just struggling sometimes, it's because I don't feel like I should even have to think about this. I don't feel like I need to just look at someone and be like, who are you? What can I say around you? What can I say to you? You know, most of the people who I know are just sensitive ass cookies. And some of them have the good kind of sensitivity, but some of them just take it like too far. And then they get mad at you for it. Like, I know someone who, we have a group and I'm a part of the group. And people feel comfortable coming up to me and saying jokes that are pretty rough. Let me tell you, like adult content. Do I get offended by that? No, because I know that this person is being a complete troll and I love them for it because I need to have some excitement in my life. I need to just be wild sometimes. Well, this particular person, let's call them the oddball, they take offense to that. And then they try to come up to me and be like, oh, I want to be cool. I want to be a member of the group because I feel like I'm rejected and I'm pushed away. And I'm like, why do you think that happens? What is the matter? And they're like, I don't know. You guys just won't accept me. And I'm like, wrong. You want for us, which is the rest of the world, to adapt to you. And I don't think that's the way things need to be. I think that if you want to be cool and part of the group, you need to figure out how to be okay with the way the world is because the world does not owe you anything. See what I mean? So if you're coming up to me, it's because clearly you want to be in my place to where, for some reason, as socially awkward and shy or whatever as I consider myself to be, like I cannot handle big groups of people. People like to gravitate toward me. Why? Probably because I don't give anyone a hard time. I don't make people uncomfortable to express themselves. I'm never making people stressed out with my crap. Like, yeah, I go through a lot of stuff, but just because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean that I want you to join me in my misery. No, I cope with that. So if you come to me, it's because you would love to be in my place. If I advise you on how to be on my place, you either take it or leave it. It's not me who needs to improve. I'm not the one who is miserable and needs to be cool to be part of the group. I don't need that. I'm already there and I wasn't even working hard to be there. Just have some basic human decency and you'll get there. And don't be like so extra and sensitive and expecting for us to just let our arms be twisted so that you can fit in. See what I mean? So if you want to be part of the group, it's because you genuinely like the flow of that group and you want to integrate yourself to it, not change the chemistry and the vibe and what makes that group the group to suit you. Because if you want that, then you should create it. It also reminds me of this stupid thing that happens every time a movie comes out. Like, let's take Infinity War. Oh, there's not enough representation of the women and this and that or whatever. And I'm like, if you want for women to be protagonists, write those stories. Do not expect for stories that have been male dominated to be altered to suit that agenda. They don't have to. Those heroes already existed before all this movement of more representation of, all these other groups. See what I mean? If you want that, make it happen. Create it. Don't try to make that other thing be adjusted to suit you. I don't think that's right. If you're really that concerned about diversity and variety, how about if you write the story and the other person produces it and the other person films it and puts it together? But I'm just so sick and tired of people expecting for people to adapt to them. It's either you fit into it because you genuinely are already designed set group, or you just don't. But the rest of us do not need to join you in your misery. I'm done. That's where I'm coming from. So I know you guys have posted something. So before the weather goes to absolute shit, I'm gonna read your comments because I know I'm going to lose my reception. All I know is I like your accent. Thank you. They said no. Sorry, I didn't catch what you were saying no to. People should talk about whatever they want. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. Anyone can have an opinion about anything, but ideally, people should acknowledge if it's their perspective. If their perspective might be less than ideal for understanding the issues, I wouldn't tell a dentist about teeth. See, I get that. When I used to visit a doctor, sometimes I would be like, so this is what has happened to me in the past. This is what I think is happening again. Can you confirm or can you deny? I am not trying to compete against their expertise. I'm not trying to tell the doctor how to doctor. I'm just saying I have this body and I encounter some symptoms. And although you have the training to deal with it, there are situations that you may not be aware of. Like before you bust my mouth open, maybe you should know that I'm anemic so that you can make the adjustments for me to not run out of blood in your freaking office. That's the only time that I guess we can call it sort of interfere with an expert's advice or something like that, if you see what I mean. But I get what you're saying. Hello there, preach liberals is who you are talking about for the most part. Yeah, probably. I mean, really, that is whether it's called, I don't know who you even call these people. There's so many words like the alt right, alt left, right left, right wingers, left wingers. I'm assuming that means Democrats and the Republicans and all that stuff. I genuinely, sincerely do not keep up with terms to know the difference between all of that. But I'm just saying that people make matters more complicated than they need to be, and I don't get that. And that's why I get frustrated, and that's why I just would opt for just hanging out by myself and only I'm like the quiet person in a group. I can be in a group of like five, six, seven people, whatever. But I'm normally the quiet one. And then people will ask me, why are you so quiet? And I'm like, maybe because Mr. B said what I meant to say. And I'm not going to just sit there like a broken record repeating it. If there is something substantial for me to add, I will do it. But, I just don't like to talk about nothing. And I'm just a better listener overall. I learn better when I listen more than just talking and saying nothing. So to say, why am I so quiet? It's like, just wait, give me a chance. When I get my moment to add the substantial thing, I will wow you. I get it. But for until then, if you guys are already saying what I have in my mind, I don't feel compelled to repeat it. It's just not my style, you know? So, anyways, I'm I'm venting now. I'm venting. It's been a tough week. So if I sound like bitchier than normal, that's what it is. Is who you're talking about? Okay, as Alicia Kara says, scars to you're beautiful. The representation thing would be a lot simpler if stories starring different kinds of people were marketed. Black Panther is probably the biggest recent example. Yeah, true that. Like people write these stories, but the producers don't think they'll sell, so you never see them. Exactly. I mean, uh, let's face it, the reality is this was already established. Like, that history is male protagonists, they're usually white. You know, if you want to change that, then maybe write great stories. You know, for me personally, and this is where I risk alienating some of you guys, but for me personally, I like to see that a hero is a guy. It's not me suggesting that I don't think women cannot save the day. I don't think women are necessarily weaker, like just in general. It's just that I like to see guys in action. That's just my personal preference. When it comes to music, I am not sure if I like female voices or male voices better. The best way that I can like narrow that down is for the sake of me practicing and me performing, I like to do female songs, like songs that are interpreted by a female. But if I want to be more of a listener and let the song just pick me up, I guess, I like male singers better. Most of my favorite songs are performed by males. Does that mean I hate the women? Nope. It just means that for me, the guys make better music. It has nothing to do with me thinking that women cannot make good things. It's just that my personal preference is the men just rock me better. That's it. You know? Um, yeah, let me see. Where did I leave off? Me too. Yes, not everyone can listen. It's Friday. Be happy. Oh, yeah, I'm happy. I'm just venting. It was a long week. Did you guys notice how I was away for 2 days? Well, yeah, I ain't even gonna talk about it. Hey Zamri, how you doing? Hi, good to see you. Also, the part of the problem is that the people in charge of entertainment have no clue how it works. It's all charts and sale figures, no regard for how anything is made. True to that. I mean, it's all about that dollar. Yes, guys in action, like James Bond. You know what? I'm not all that wild about James Bond. Maybe I just don't appreciate him that much. I'm wild about Superman, though. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Superman. I love music. Michael Jackson and Selena. I love. Good to see you too. Music was better in the 90s and 80s and back then. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I've been having such an early 2000s and late 90s nostalgia. Like, I've been listening to a lot of albums from back then, and I'm like, what? I thought I grew up, but clearly I haven't. There's no true growing up. Like, when do you determine when you have grown up and when you have matured and all that? You know what I'm saying? So just be you. If you like that type of thing, just do it. Just roll with it, you know? Anyways, guys, I'm gonna have to bail on you because I have not eaten and I need to just take care of stuff out of the house because it's Friday before the weekend and everything is closed. So yeah, it was good to vent to you guys because I just saw something that really just made me burn, and if I don't explode somewhere, I just yeah, like I get a headache. But it's nice to vent to you guys because then I get to read what you have to say, if you agree or disagree, and I learn, and I just love to learn. So, anyways, it's a fun experience. All right, guys, like always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you did not catch me live, and see you next time.